So if you guys aren't already aware, this flow is completely dedicated to Kellie Sullivan, who is a Lululemon ambassador down in Fashion Valley. And I got asked to teach a class for her, and I don't even know her personally, but I have been hit by cancer in my family, and it's kind of a soft spot that I have for people that are going through this, especially during this time, which I could not even imagine. So this flow is completely dedicated to her. I haven't yet learned how to do like a pinning on the bottom of my Instagram, so maybe one of you guys can help me out with that after. But any donations that you have after taking my class, GoFundMe, she has a page, and I linked it up in my profile on my Instagram. So if you hit on my links, Robin's joining us from the kitchen. I love it. So yeah, her link is down in my profile, and you could donate from her page there. So, and anything you send to me on Venmo today, I'm sending over to her. So yeah, I just wanted to share also the little intention. I pulled a card from The Universe Has Your Back deck, just asking what I needed to hear today. And so this one says, "Thank you, universe, for helping me see beyond the limits of fear. Thank you for expanding my perceptions so that I can see what is of the highest good." And I honestly feel like Lululemon really embodies that and does what's best for the good of their people, including ambassadors like Kellie. So I'm really happy to be a part of that lemon tree family. That's a hint at what we're doing later. Okay, so I'm gonna start the music now. We're gonna start in a child's pose. Okay, I'll meet you over on our mats. Yes, that's like literally one of my favorite decks. All right. So with your big toes touching, you can slide your knees out as wide as comfortable for you this morning. So the wider you go, the more you'll get into your hips. Otherwise, you can bring your thighs closer together, let your belly lay on top of your thighs. You can slide your hands out in front of you so your upper back and your low back can start to stretch out. Sinking deep into your hips. Let them weigh heavy on your heels, even if they don't touch. Let the skin, let the muscles, the fascia all around your hips begin to melt. Relax your head down to the floor or to your blocks. If you have blocks, make sure you have those ready too. And just to gently wake up your brain and your spine, start to roll your head from right to left. Sinking in to your body, to your mat, to the earth. And find some stillness. Fan out your fingers. Feel the stretch of your arms all the way to your tail so your waistline gets expansive. And let yourself drop into the earth again. Take a big inhale. Fill up your ribs, your lungs. Open mouth, exhale. Again, inhale fully. Open mouth, exhale. Let it all go. One more time. Inhale. Open mouth, exhale. Now stay down in your child's pose, asking yourself, what other intention can you lay down for your practice in this next hour or so? Maybe it's community, support, surrender, or even if it's just for the highest good. What can you commit to during these next minutes? If you struggle to stay in tune with your breath, just focus on that. Each inhale, each exhale will help you link your movements. So find a smooth rhythm, one that you can commit to. And then use your breath in. Start to lift yourself up, shoulders over your wrists. You can fan out your fingers, bring your hips over your knees. Let's tuck the toes under so you can start to stretch out in your feet. Take a breath in and lift your tailbone, lift your chin, close your eyes, feel out your belly. And when you breathe out, round into your spine, curl your chin in towards your chest, tailbone comes under. Inhale, arch through your spine, find your cow. Pull your shoulder heads back. Exhale, round. One more time, inhale. And exhale, find your cat. Inhale and come back to a neutral spine. So one that makes your low back feel long and your core feeling engaged. You can walk your knees in if you need a little bit more support. Start to lengthen all the way out through your right leg. So lift your heel up as high as your hip. Maybe you find a little stability. Feel the inner thigh wrapping up towards the sky. And if you can, start to crawl your left fingertips forward and maybe lift your hand off the ground. Keep pushing evenly into your right palm and your left knee and your left toes. Take a deep breath in. When you breathe out, you can let your hand come all the way down to the floor. Start to lift your leg up even higher. See how much height you can get. When you breathe out, curl your knee in towards your nose. Push down into the ground with both of your hands. Inhale, re-extend all the way back behind you. Get that lift. You can even let your belly sway down. Exhale, curl it all in. One more inhale to lift up behind you. Exhale, curl it in. And this time, inhale, kick your leg back. Maybe you find that reach again through your left fingertips and take your foot or your reach all the way back around for your foot. You'll bend into your knee, get that catch on the outside edge of your foot, kick into your hand, feel that lift of your heart. Stay for one more breath. And inhale and release it all. Take that big long stretch from fingers to toes. Exhale and let your hand and your knee come down. Do a little sway left to right. And I want you to try taking your right knee, same knee, round it out in a couple of circles, going wide and big external rotation. And then take it the other way, lifting up through the center, rounding over to the side like you're trying to touch your tricep. One more. Nice. Now leave your knee floating out to the side. Re-extend your leg and let your leg lower all the way over to your right. Push down through the outer edge of your right foot. Crawl your hands up so that you can start to stack up your spine, pushing into your left knee. Take a big breath in and a breath out to take a side bend to your right. So you'll look kind of like that. Keep pushing your hips forward. You can feel some stretch into your hip flexor, into your waist. You can also catch your head if that feels better on your neck and your shoulders. You take a big breath in. Deep breath out. Good, use your core. Inhale, come all the way back up through the center. Exhale, let your hands come forward right in front of you, just like your tabletop. Inhale, pick up your right leg, swing it behind you. Exhale, cross it all the way over to your left. Look over your left shoulder. Stay there for a beat or two. And breathe into your opposite waistline, into the right. Last one. Good, inhale and come back to the center. Re-lengthen your spine, take your right knee underneath your right hip. You can do a sway of your hips left to right. And then we'll stabilize one more time. Coming back onto all fours, kick your left leg out behind you. And just lift your heel up. Toes will be flexed down. Feel that inner spiral of your inner thigh. Okay, maybe you stay right there, you feel that out. And you can crawl your right fingertips forward. Start to push down energetically through your left hand so you can get that reach. Like you're reaching for both ends of the room. Take a breath in, belly button in. Good, exhale, your right hand can come down. Exhale your knee in towards your chest. Inhale, kick it back all the way behind you. This time maybe your toes point, you can lift up even higher. Exhale, round into your spine. One more time, inhale to reach. Exhale, pull it all the way in. Inhale, lift and lengthen your leg back behind you. You can keep the leg lifted. Try reaching again with your right fingertips or take them all the way back behind you. Bend your left knee, catch your foot. Take a breath in as you push down into the ground with your left hand and your right knee. Lift your gaze, toes pointing up towards the sky. Breath in. And a breath out, release it. Inhale, feel that stretch all the way from fingertips to heel again. Exhale, lower all your limbs down. Good, let's take your left knee in some of those external rotation circles. Round your knee like you're drawing as big of a circle as you can. And then we'll switch sides. Your knee can come up and behind you, over to the side like you're trying to touch your left tricep. Your standing hip should also be feeling some work. One more time. Nice, this time, keep your left knee reaching out to the side and then kick your leg long out through your heel. Lower your foot down so it's wide away from you. Push down through the outer edge of your foot so you get this little stretch on your inner thigh. Begin to walk yourself up. And take a breath in as you stack up your spine, reach up long. Exhale and take your side bend to your left. Feel the stretch of your right side. You can catch your head, look down, keep squeezing your left quad. Find a little bit of space into your left side as well. Then use your breath in, come all the way back up, big reach. Exhale, lower yourself down slowly. Feel that control in your right hamstring. Inhale, lengthen your left leg behind you. Exhale, cross it over to the right. Breathe into your left side body. If you look over your shoulder, you'll feel maybe even something in your neck. Allow that to stretch out too. One more time. And inhale, and release your spine back to neutral, lift your leg. Exhale, your knee will come down. So take a breath in, just do a little sway of your hips or maybe one more cat-cow. Come back to all fours and just walk your hands forward about a finger's length distance. Really fan out through your hands. You should feel this big starfish stretch through your palms. Take a breath in, gather your belly. Exhale, lift up your knees, push it into your downward facing dog. So while you're here, you can start to move into your feet, pedaling one knee at a time. You want to feel the length in your waist. So if your hamstrings are starting to pull on you, your low back, bend your knees. You'll feel this lengthening out if you keep picking your tailbone up behind you. And push down into your hands again. Feel the stretch in your underarms, maybe even your calves. Let your heels drip down energetically towards the earth. Stay for a breath in and a breath out. Good, just listen closely with me. Inhale, lift your heels high, as high as you can. Exhale, bend your knees, let your chest melt towards your thighs. Inhale, pick up your hips, straighten out your legs. Exhale, lower your heels down. Try that again. Inhale, heels up. Exhale, bend your knees. Inhale, hips high, straight legs. Exhale, lower down your heels. One more time, breathe in, lift. Exhale, bend. Inhale, straighten your legs as best as you can. Exhale, heels come down. Good, push into your hands. Inhale, heels up, gaze forward at your thumbs. Exhale, bend your knees, do a little walk up towards your hands. You can walk your hands back to meet your feet. Grab your blocks if the ground feels far away from you. Inhale, halfway lift, long spine. Think tail energetically back behind you. Exhale to fold. One more time, inhale to lift. Exhale to melt. You could always widen out your feet if you need more support, but at least have 2 fist width distance in between your feet. Do a little sway side to side. You can catch your elbows or interlace your hands behind your head. Remember your intention here. Find that highest good, whatever is going to be best for your body, for your mind, your breath today. Nice, then come back into stillness. Bend into your knees. Let's bring the big toes together. Bend your knees a lot and then start to stack up your bones one joint at a time. Once you come all the way up to stand, take that big reach all the way up overhead. Feel your length. Exhale, hands into your heart space. Close your eyes. Find the stability in your feet. If you feel like your toes are starting to curl up underneath you, try to lift and lengthen them out away from your heels. Push down into your feet, all 4 corners. Start to lift up your thighs away from your kneecaps. Keep your tailbone down, belly button drawn up and in, shoulders stacked up and lengthened down behind you so your neck remains long. Find your breath. Good, inhale, reach your hands all the way up overhead. Exhale, add a soft bend to your knees as you dive yourself forward. Put some weight into your toes. Inhale, find a halfway lift, long spine. Exhale, and slowly fold yourself down. Either roll up with a long spine or one vertebrae at a time. Inhale, come all the way up, reversing out. Exhale, hands into your heart space. One more time. Inhale, all the way up. Feel that length through your arms. Exhale, dive yourself down. Keep pulling your low ribs in. Inhale, halfway lift. Belly button up. Exhale, fold. Good, push through your feet. Inhale, root to rise. Sweep your hands out wide. Feel the energy in your fingertips. Exhale, thumbs into your heart space. Okay, breath in. Take your hands all the way up. Exhale, take a dive forward. Inhale, find a halfway lift. Push into your blocks. Keep your right foot forward. Your left foot will come all the way back behind you. Lower your left knee down. So you're coming into this lunge position. And I want you to actually, usually I don't cue this, but sink your hips as far forward as you can. If it feels okay on your low back, just hang out right there. If you want something a little bit more heart opening, and we're gonna actually take the hands all the way up overhead. You can do that interlacing of your fingers and catch your head behind you. Try to get your elbows out of your peripheral vision. Keep lifting up through your sternum. And if this does bother you in your low back, push your hips back, keep your tailbone down, think heart up. So from the actual side, it'll look like that versus like that. And it's okay if your knee goes right over your foot, past your ankle. Just don't have it super far forward over your toes so you start to lose your balance. Okay, focus on taking your gaze upward. Channeling that heat through your right thigh. Pulling your hip underneath you. Take your low ribs in to help protect your low back. Good, breathe in and reach all the way up towards the sky. Exhale, come forward so you can grab your blocks along the way. Shoot your hips back. Keep your right leg straight and keep pulling your toes up towards your face. Take a breath in, find some length in your spine. Breathe out and fold yourself down. We'll do that a couple more times. Inhale, lift and lengthen your spine. Exhale, wave it down. One more time, inhale. Exhale, melt. Let's stay right here for 4 deep breaths into your right hamstring. I want you to try pulling your toes back towards your face. Maybe you point your toes down and see how that feels in the top of your shin and your ankle. Just wag it out. Plantar flexion and dorsiflexion. Last one. Good, breathe in. Let's lift up your spine. I want you to do a heel toe. So if your foot was out in front of you, you're just gonna walk it across so that it lines up with your left knee. You can come up a little higher on your blocks if you need to. Keep pulling your toes all the way back towards your face, and you're gonna lower the pinky side edge of your foot down. And if you already start to feel this in your outer hip or outer thigh and knee, stay right here, or take a breath in, lengthen your spine. Breathe out, start to fold yourself down again like you're wearing your leg like a sash. Inhale, lift and lengthen again. Exhale, melt. Just bend your elbows softly. One more time, inhale. Exhale. So a lot of people consider this an IT band stretch, but really it's the glute stretch that attaches to your IT band. So you will feel it on your outer thigh and knee, maybe your outer hip. And the more you pull your toes back and keep lowering the outer edge of your foot down, the more you'll feel. Try to keep a straight leg, but a bend in your knee is totally fine too. And give yourself one more. Use your full breath in to rise. Okay, you can point your toes back up towards the sky. Bend into your knee again, and you can heel toe it out so it's in line with your right hip. Sink a little bit further forward so that your shin is perpendicular to the ground. Curl your left toes under and let's lift up your back knee. And take a little bit of a bend. You're getting ready to pounce. Take a big step all the way up towards the top of your mat. Inhale, find a halfway lift. Energize your back body. Exhale, fold it all the way down. Inhale, push through your feet, rise all the way up. Take that big stretch. Exhale, thumbs in towards your heart space. Cool, take a breath in. When you breathe out, sink low into your chair. So your feet can be hip width distance apart, and your knees will be hip width distance apart. You could always stick a block in between if you want that hug in the midline. Otherwise, just sink down, feet and knees can be together. You want to feel the glutes on both sides here. Low belly up and in, low ribs down, and your lumbar spine feels lengthy. Okay, arms will reach back behind you. If you want more heat in your shoulders, you can take them out to the side like big wings. You can go in some cactus arms here or reach all the way up overhead. Stay for one more breath. Good, inhale, push through your feet. Rise all the way up. Exhale, soft bend to your knees as you dive down. Hinge from your hips. Okay, inhale, find a halfway lift. Exhale, bend into both knees. Let's step your right foot back. Right knee comes down. So we'll sink into your low lunge again. You could always stay with your blocks and keep pushing into your hips, getting into the hip flexor stretch on your right. Otherwise, let's lengthen up your heart. Shoulders over your hips. Hands can come up overhead. Interlace the weird, funky way and put it behind your head. Remember, elbows are wide so you can't see them. Heart lifted with your tailbone still pointing down as best as you can. That'll help you stay out of your low back and feel connected to your front body. Keep talking to your left big toe. Tell it to stay down. Remember, the toes are stretching away from the heels. Take a breath in and a breath out. Inhale, reach your hands to the sky. Exhale, your hands will come forward. Let's find your blocks. Push all the way back through your hips. Straighten out your left leg. Pull your toes up towards your face. Take a breath in. And breathe out, melt your spine down. Inhale, lift and lengthen. Exhale to melt. One more time, inhale. Exhale, stay as low as you can, feeling into your left hamstring this time. A bend at your knees, okay here too, but play with pulling your toes up towards your face and then pointing them down and away from your face. You can leave your head hanging heavy. Try to relax your neck. Soften your face. Take it with your breath for 2 more. And then pull your toes all the way up. Take a breath in as you push into your blocks. Lengthen out your spine. Let's take the blocks up to the highest height, and then again, heel toe your foot so that it's in alignment with your right knee. Okay, pull your toes up towards your face. Lower the outer edge of your foot down. So that'll actually pull your hip back. The more you pull it back, the more you'll feel on your left side. You can even kickstand your right foot off your mat if that feels better for you. Take a deep breath in, deep breath out. Let's fold it down. Again, inhale, lift. Exhale to melt. One more time, breathe in, lift your spine, lift your heart. Exhale, let yourself come as close as you can. With every breath out, you should feel something else giving way. A release, a surrender, a softening. You don't have to hold on or try too hard. It's just about being. Last one here. And breathe in, start to lift up your spine. Push into your blocks. You'll bend into your front knee again. Just heel toe your foot wide enough so that you feel stable. Okay, push into your blocks. Let's tuck your right toes under, lift up your right knee, and you can give yourself a little bend and straighten to get some blood back into it before you take a big pounce. Feet all the way up towards the top of your mat. Inhale, find your halfway lift. Exhale to fold. Let's heel toe your feet so they are together. A little bit of light between your heels. Bend into your knees. Inhale, just come right up into your chair. So you'll feel that stacking of your spine. Feel your tailbone out behind you, long through your crown. So chin is off your chest as if you had a little lemon underneath your chin and you didn't want to squish it. Okay, keep squeezing your shoulder blades together with the arms reaching back, or feel them out to the side. Take your cactus. Take that full extension of your arms and your elbows so that your biceps are right by your ears. Stay nice and low. Maybe sink your hips down a little bit deeper. Pull your belly in. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, start to stand, rise it all the way up. Exhale, thumbs in towards your heart space. Cool. So find the stability in your feet. You're gonna ground down through your right foot. Take your left knee out to the side, and you can keep your heel down on your inner ankle, or if you have the stability you wanna play with, put your foot on your inner calf or your inner thigh. You wanna feel that big widening, just like you did in your tabletop where you circled out your knee as much as you can. You want that same feeling for your inner thigh on your left side. So keep your tailbone down, right? So it's like you can't even see my knee, right? It looks like I'm just standing on one leg, or both legs. Okay. So I want you to imagine you could take that big reach, because I'm so cheesy. Imagine you were a lemon tree, and you can pull down every single lemon, maybe all the things in your life that seemingly aren't doing anything for you. But if you just flip the script, right? What are these things trying to show you? What are they trying to teach you? Take your lemons, make it into lemonade, stay for one more breath. Exhale, bring your hands into your heart space. So listen closely. You're just gonna take your back or your left leg. You're gonna take it off your thigh, reach it all the way back behind you so you land with a soft right knee. Sink down into your hips so that you're coming into this warrior two leg position. So you're heel to heel, heel to arch alignment, right? Sinking down as much as you can. Now you're working your right thigh wide. Take that reach of your arms from end to end of your mat. Sink down. Notice if your shoulders are leaning forward or if they're coming back. Keep them centered right over your hips. Take a deep breath in. Deep breath out. Reach your fingertips forward. Lower your right forearm down to your right thigh. Take your left hand up to 12 o'clock and keep working on getting your tailbone down underneath you so you feel your left obliques and hip flexors opening up. You could take that reach all the way up by your ear. Stay for a breath in. And when you breathe out, let your left fingertips lead the way. Start to come forward towards the long end of your mat. Point your right toes in. And you're just gonna take a little forward fold right into the center, super wide. You can play with pushing your heels out more, widening your stance so your hands can actually touch the ground. Let your head drift towards the earth. Keep lifting up your tailbone. Give yourself 4 deep breaths. You can stay in stillness, hold on to your ankles, reach through your legs, give yourself a generous but gentle pull. Give this your breath. Good. Start to walk your hands back up underneath your shoulders. You're gonna pivot yourself so that you're coming towards the top of your mat on your right side. And you're coming into your lunge again. Use your blocks if you need to. Bend into your left leg. Take that big step all the way up towards the top. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Your feet are together. Inhale, root to rise, stand up. Take the reach. Exhale, thumbs in towards your heart space. Close your eyes, feeling what resonated on that side. Finding your stability, finding some grace. We'll balance it out, right to left. This time standing on your left foot, fan out your toes, right? You can lift them up and even spread them as much as you can. And then work your right knee wide. And before you go anywhere, feel the stability of your left leg, that zipping up through your side and your hip. You can put your foot on your inner calf or your inner thigh, even your hip crease if you did lotus on the other side. Right? Your knee is working out wide, so it's like pushing back, just like you did with your elbows. It's all out of your peripheral vision, if it could be. Okay? Hands stay at your heart or your hips. You can take your hands out again. Keep reaching for your lemons. Chin off your chest. Heart proud. And breath really big. Let your toes stay fanned open. Try not to crunch on them. Squeeze your left quad. Good, last big breath. And when you breathe out, you can take your hands to your heart space. Inhale to lift up your right leg. And breathe out as you bend into your left leg. Just shoot your right leg all the way back behind you and try to land softly. So I'll show you guys this position from the front this time. So sinking into your left leg, your thigh is nice and deep. I don't think you can really see my right leg, and that's good because then it's all in alignment. But if you are looking from the side, you want to press out through the outer edge of your right foot. Keep pulling up your right quad, tailbone down, and spine stacked. Your arms are reaching for both ends of your room. Sink deeply into your left thigh. Let's try to stay right there. Breathe in, find some space in your spine. As you breathe out, reach your torso forward, lower your left forearm down to your thigh. And you can stay really light as if it could just kind of sway underneath you. Right arm all the way up, or take the full diagonal, reaching from your right heel to your right fingertips. You should still feel a stretch into your right side body. It should be contracting for you so that you could even lift your bottom arm. Stay for a breath. Last one. Good. Exhale, let your fingertips lead the way to sweep out in front of you. Grab your blocks if you need to. Point your left toes in. Heels are gonna be out. And breathe in, find your long spine. And breathe out, fold yourself down. Do a little sway of your tailbone, left and right with straight legs. Or if you want, you can bend into one knee at a time, feeling more into your inner thighs. And take your time. You have 4 more rounds of breath here. Count them out if you need to, if you get distracted easily or you're already getting pulled away from your mat. Last 2. Perfect. Start to bring your hands underneath your shoulders, lift up your heart. Walk yourself up towards the top of your mat. And this time you're just gonna step your left foot back so that you can have both knees on the ground. Swivel yourself so that you can sit and feet will be out in front of you. So I don't know if you guys can tell from here, but okay. So we're gonna find a really long spine. Get your tailbone and your sits bones underneath you. You should feel both of them underneath you. We're gonna take a variation on double pigeon that I really love. So you're gonna keep your right foot close to you as if you were already in a butterfly. You're just gonna slide your left foot forward so it looks like they're on the same line. They're right in front of your groin. Okay, take a breath in, sit up really tall. And when you breathe out, you're just gonna lean forward as if you were doing this butterfly shape, but maybe you feel some extra sensations into your left hip or even left hamstring. Kind of depends on your body. And if this doesn't feel right for you at all, you just want to take, soles of the feet together and just try something asymmetrical. See what it does for you. Give yourself 2 more. Last one. And use your breath in, start to rise all the way up. You're gonna take your right leg and lift it up. I want you to slide it back behind you. So now your knee's gonna go down, heel back behind you. You're gonna swivel all the way over to your left. You can put your right hand on top of your thigh. Take a breath in, sit up tall. Breathe out, find a gentle twist. Look over your left shoulder, pull your belly button up and in. One more. Good. Try coming out of your twist and then stay looking over your left shin. Take a breath in as you put some weight more into your hip. When you breathe out, you can fold down just a touch. I already feel my left hip even more in this position, so maybe you stay. Maybe you come all the way down onto your forearms or on your blocks. We'll see how that goes with 2 more. Breathe in as you start to rise. Take your time. Okay, gather up your right leg, swing it back underneath you. Okay, you're gonna just switch it all out. So your left foot will come forward and your right foot will be in front, or technically your left one's closer to you. Take a breath in, sit up tall. Notice how my right knee is a little higher. And exhale, start to fold yourself down. That's the asymmetry in your hips when your feet are staggered. But give this side your breath again. Call back your intention. Surrender your shoulders, your face. One more. Bring your hands underneath you. Walk yourself up, stacking high into your seat. Take your left knee, point it up towards the sky, and you can kick out your heel behind you. So sit up really tall. I know sometimes it's hard to anchor into this internal rotation leg, but do your best. Take a breath in, sit up. When you breathe out, take a twist to your right. Your left hand can stay on top of your right knee to give you some leverage. And breathe up, sit up even taller on this vertical axis. And when you breathe out, take your twist even deeper. Last one. When you breathe in, unwind yourself so that you're facing over this like 45-degree angle to the right, as if you were gonna look over the ledge of your right shin like a cliff. Take a breath in, really push back into your right hip. When you breathe out, start to lean yourself forward until you get that stretch as if it were like a pigeon stretch. Keep lowering your heart down, one vertebrae at a time. You can lower onto your forearms if that feels okay. Maybe you have blocks underneath you. That's okay too. Full 3D breaths. Maybe even taking a longer exhale. Find your release. Let go of something else. One more. And begin to walk yourself back up. Now you're gonna take your hands all the way behind you. You can use your hands to help your left leg out if you need to. Let's take your feet wide as your mat, and let your knees tick-tock left to right. Give them a little windshield wipering. Noticing what you feel in each joint. Okay, and then find some stillness. Coming to the center of your mat with your glutes, let's walk your feet out in front of you. Dig your heels in. Let's hook onto your hamstrings with your hands. Take a breath in and pull yourself up long. And when you breathe out, lean back into your shoulders. Right? You can use your arms as a little hammock for you and a little catch, some leverage. And inhale, come back up, toes up, heart up. Exhale and round into your back one more time. Good, inhale, lift yourself up. Good, exhale, feel your tailbone come down underneath you, followed by your sacrum, so you're getting this big round. You can walk your hands down your thighs if you need to before you lower yourself all the way to the earth. Walk your feet in behind your hips so you can recenter yourself if you need to. Hug your knees all the way in. Take some circles for your back or for your hips. Okay, and then just ask yourself, what more do you need? Is it a happy baby where you grab onto the outer edges of your feet and you kick your feet up? Or are you looking for just a bridge? Maybe it's one more twist. Otherwise, once you're ready, breathe in, pick your head all the way up, try to kiss your knees and just say thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And when you breathe out, let yourself go. Legs go really long. As comfortably as you can, let your hips soften with blocks underneath your knees if that makes your low back feel better. Hands all the way out. If you have the space, maybe use starfish. And again, come back to your intention. And just release it. Release your breath. Give yourself to the ground. Give yourself to this moment. And just watch your breath. Be the observer. Follow your breath for 3 more. Take a big sip of air in through your nose. An open mouth exhale. Feel free to stay where you are. You could always linger. Meet us at your own pace as you wake up your body, 1 joint at a time. Pull yourself long into a full body stretch. And then bend your knees. Roll over onto one side. And again, just take a pause. This is a sacred time, a sacred space, just to find gratitude. An acknowledgement coming off your mat. Maybe you want to take something away with you from your practice into the rest of your day. Pick that out here. And then meet me in a seat. Use your top hand to rise. You can close your eyes or just keep them soft, but find a long spine. Bring your hands at your lap or your heart space. Again, just finding gratitude. Take a breath in with me. And an open mouth exhale. Thank you so much for joining and being a part of this special day, this special practice. I love coming on here and teaching, so I really, really appreciate it. From my heart to yours, namaste. All right, you guys. Hope that felt good. I'll stay on here for a little while, answer questions if you have any about Kellie Sullivan and what's been going on with her and how you can donate to her GoFundMe. Oh, you guys are the best. I'm so happy you all were here. Oh, yay, Kellie Day. Thank you, Beth. Hi, Yvonne. And McCall, Catherine. I hope you guys have a great morning. Yes, Andy, you too. You're welcome. Oh, what kind of yoga is that called? I call that slow flow. That's how I kind of teach. I like doing like beginners kind of yoga. Beginners, it's not really beginners because it's a lot of full body awareness. Yeah, those are my favorite too, the variations on pigeon, because I love pigeon. Yeah, feel free to use them. I will try to save this flow and see if I can repost it somewhere. Yeah. Well, thank you guys. If you have any questions, you can always just DM me, message me. Yeah. Thank you guys so much. I'm so glad you showed up, Ibo. Yee. All right, you guys, we'll see you next time. Have a great rest of your day. Happy Monday. Happy Kellie Sullivan Day. Check out our page if you haven't looked yet, okay? See you guys next time.